Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late. I was having some problems with my computer. I've been a mess. I've been a hot mess this morning. Let's get to the live chat. Happy Friday. Drama must remain on the stage. Good morning. Good to see you. Sapphire. It's a crying shame. Misty Walker. Morgan. Mike. Never lose hope. Good morning, everyone. Oh my gosh. So, of course, all my dogs wanted to go out right before my live stream, about 10 minutes before they all jump up, go to the door. I had to go out with Smokey, my schnauzer, because he is blind. He has went blind. Mark's going to take him to the vet. He's going to get him cleaned up here in a bit. He's been walking into the walls and things like that. I thought he had something wrong with his hips. He had been walking slow. And then he started like walking into furniture and just walking into the walls and stuff. So he has lost his vision. So I have to go outside and clap my hands so he can make his way back up the steps and things. Cindy Hill, good morning. How are you doing? It's good to see you. But anywho, and then I come back in and my mouse needed batteries and then my damn computer froze. So that's why I'm late. I didn't get to do a live stream on the porch yesterday because the wind was blowing just way too bad. Yeah, yesterday evening it was blowing limbs out and everything, so it would have messed the audio up. Thank you, Sapphire. I am heartbroken for my dog. His whole world has went black. I can't imagine losing my sight. And he clings to me. I'm surprised he's not in here right now. He stays by my side, and it's funny, he's Mark's dog. He's always liked Mark the best. He's always really liked me too, but now he has took up with me. It's so sad. Hopefully the vet can, his eyes look like they got something blue over them, and they're all blurry looking. Hopefully the vet can remove that. Speaking of dogs, I got a story this morning, and when I saw this, I got pissed off. A cop, a K-9 officer in North Carolina was caught on video abusing his K-9 dog that he was training. He was laughing about it. He even says something in the video about not having, it's a good thing there's not any witnesses around. And when he said that, at that point, he had the dog hanging from his back. He picked the dog up, he put the leash on it, and like threw it across his back and was hanging the dog. He got mad at the dog because during a training exercise, I think it jumped out of the vehicle. There's Smokey busting through my door. Goodness gracious. They opened that door 100 times. Let's look at the video. We're going to take a look at the video. PETA is pissed off. They're going to be protesting outside. This happened, I think it's in Salisbury, North Carolina. I think I'm saying that right. The dog's name is Zul. He is 4 years old. The police chief, Jerry Stokes, he basically kind of took up for this officer. They're not releasing his name. We'll watch the video and I'll read the article to y'all. You son of a bitch.
We're good. No witnesses.
He slammed him up against the car. Then he's going to slap him.
Is your camera on?
Is your camera on? That guy says.
No, my power's off. Okay.
It's cops like that gives the good cops a bad name. Let's watch this again. He got out of the vehicle he wasn't supposed to. Pissed the cop off.
We're good. No witnesses. No, my power's off. Okay. I think mine's on.
So this video was leaked to a news station. Let me get out of this full screen. Crap, I stopped screen sharing, but that's all right. Let me read this. It says a cop in North Carolina is under fire for hanging a K-9 by its leash and slamming him into a squad car. All while someone laughed and said, "We're good, no witnesses." Luckily, this sick bastard was on camera, unbeknownst to him. And now the Salisbury Police Department has administratively separated him from the police dog named Zul. This video surfaced this week showing the cop manhandling the hell out of the canine he was supposed to be training. Zul had jumped out of his squad car during a training exercise, which apparently pissed the cop off. He immediately screamed for Zul to stop, and he did. But the cop then put a leash on him and hung Zul by it, slamming him into the side of the SUV, throwing him back into the seat and slapping him. Let me screen share Zul's picture here. He's a handsome dog, this piece of crap. Why are they protecting him? They should release this officer's name. This is animal abuse. I looked up the North Carolina laws on animal abuse this morning, and this is definitely animal abuse. In the video, you can also hear someone say the cops are in the clear because there's no witnesses. It is unclear if that was said by the cop manhandling Zul or another officer watching the incident. Police Chief Jerry Stokes addressed the incident at a news conference with Zul by his side. Stokes said it's conducting a review but couldn't comment because it's an open case. It's unclear if the cop was suspended. Almost as shocking, Stokes seemed to defend the unnamed officer's action, saying, "Canine training tactics and corrective measures can sometimes be alarming." Out of text. SPD cannot and will not comment about whether the training tactics used in the video were appropriate, because that is still being reviewed. Stokes claims Zul, now in the hands of a different police sergeant, was not harmed and is healthy. Not harmed? You know that choked the hell out of him. He had him on his back for quite a few seconds. You know that hurt him. Piece of crap. Hope he rots in hell for doing that dog like that. People like that should not wear a uniform. Hey, Kim A, Faithful One, Cement Shoes. I wish I could adopt that dog. I would treat him like my dogs. Let me tell you something. Hitting a dog, you cannot train a dog by beating on it. A dog forgets what it's done wrong within about 6 seconds. I always scolded my dogs. Not like yell at them, but just like, no, like in a stern voice, you know. You don't beat an animal to train it. You don't want a dog that's fearful of you. People are pieces of shit. I would love to know who leaked this video to the news station. It was leaked. Well, basically, the police chief basically was saying that, yeah, they manhandle their dogs to train them. It's basically what his statement said, in my opinion. He was kind of defending it. Hey, Clancy, you're absolutely right. It's people like that that give decent cops a bad name. I know it. We're going to talk about another dirty cop this morning, also from Dallas, Texas. He has been arrested and charged with 2 murders. He hired some people to go kill, I think it was a lady. I have to go look at the article. I didn't have a lot of time to take notes this morning. But yeah, he hired someone to kill 2 people. I believe it was in 2017. Oh, I have a couple notes here. He's been a cop since 2018. His name is Brian Reiser. He's 36 years old. Let me get this crap pulled up. I could not believe this. See, cops like this give the other ones a bad name. I've met a good cop. I've met several good cops in my life. Well, quite a few. You know, there's good and bad people in every profession. I always say that. Oh, well, this one doesn't have his picture, I don't think. Yeah, it does. Okay. Let me get it screen shared here. I couldn't believe this. He don't look like, just by looking at his photo, you wouldn't think he would do something like that. Dallas police officer arrested on 2 capital murder charges. Dallas police officers accused of murdering 2 people in unrelated cases that date back to 2017. Officer Brian Reiser has been with the Dallas Police Department since 2008 and was a member of the South Central Patrol. He was taken into custody Thursday morning and charged with 2 counts of capital murder. Dallas PD Chief Eddie Garcia said the arrest was the result of an expedited internal affairs investigation. The chief police received information from a witness that implicated Brian in both murders. They first occurred on March 10, 2017. The body of 31-year-old Lisa, let me see how you say her name, Cyan, was found with multiple gunshot wounds in the 200 block of Santa Fe Trail near the Trinity River. And there's Brian Risser, however you say his name. Police said Lisa Cyan was kidnapped and then shot and killed at the location. Police arrested 3 men, charged them with capital murder in Lisa's death. Their charges are still pending. According to court documents, one of the three is the witness who told investigators about Brian's involvement on the August 14, 2019. Police said the witness told them Brian first contacted him about a plot to rob drug houses based on information provided by Officer Reiser. But the witness told police Reiser changed plans, instead asked the witness to kill a man by the name of Albert Douglas for $3,500. According to police, Lisa was reportedly the second hit ordered by Reiser 2 weeks later for $6,000, but Reiser never paid because the 3 men were arrested. According to the arrest warrant affidavit, Reiser and the witness who spoke to police met at several locations and discussed a plan to kidnap and kill Douglas. The suspect provided the witness with a physical description of Douglas and where he could be located. According to the witness, the same method of operation was used to locate and kill Lisa. The suspect told the witness she was an informant. Court documents state FBI analysts placed Reiser's cell phone and squad car at locations where the witness said they met to plan the kidnappings and murder. The second victim had been reported missing by his family in February 2017. According to the witnesses, he was also kidnapped and murdered in the 200 block of Santa Fe Avenue, but his body was never found. There he is, cuffed and stuffed. Reiser reportedly had a relationship with at least one of the victims, but the motive for the murders is still unknown at this time. Him being a cop and all, I doubt that he will confess anything. He'll probably lawyer up. If he's smart, he will lawyer up. Hopefully he's not smart. The FBI and Dallas PD's homicide unit are still actively investigating, the chief said. Brian Reiser had been investigated for several years now and continued on the job until he was arrested Thursday morning. Chief Garcia said the homicide investigations have been open since 2017, and he assumes the previous police chief was aware that an officer became a person of interest in the murders in 2019. So they let him remain working even though he was a suspect in, murder investigations. He doesn't become a murderer until we have enough information to find probable cause that he is a murder suspect. The fact that he was a person of interest, I think, is very important. I think the community should know that this police department wants to be as thorough as possible because we certainly don't want someone slipping through the cracks that has no business wearing this uniform, he said. I think if a cop is a person of interest in a murder investigation, that they should be like suspended until the investigation is complete. That's just my opinion. The department will be looking at all of the activity Brian conducted as a police officer as well as his arrest, but police said these latest charges are not related to his work as an officer. Dallas PD will hold itself accountable to the highest level, Garcia said, but he added that the actions in this case in no way reflects the men and women who serve with honor on a daily basis. I agree with that. Okay. Reither was arrested in 2017 and charged with assault, family violence, bodily injury. Garcia said that case is not related to the current charges. He is currently on administrative leave, but the chief said the department will take swift action to change that. This individual has no business wearing this uniform, Garcia said. So Thursday afternoon, Dallas PD showed up at Reiser's home with the search warrant. A woman from the home went with investigators, and Fox 4 cameras caught a red vehicle being towed from the residence as neighbors looked on. Just the fact that he's a police officer and he's 2 doors down, so close to home, not knowing what happened, why it happened, neighbor Sherry Scott said. I was shocked, but then again, you just never know. It's a quiet neighborhood, and you don't know all your neighbors. Do you really ever know anyone, though? You don't know what people's capable of. You don't know what's going through their minds and things. Okay, let's see what else it says. Oh, it's just a statement. Okay, we're going to keep following this and see what happens with it. I want to know some more details, like what was his relationship with these 2 victims. I do know that he never got to pay for the one murder because the suspects, they were arrested before he could pay them for doing the hit. I do know that. Anyhow, we got some more stuff to talk about. We're going to head on over to the Crime Online section here, see what else is going on. Oh, yeah, I got an update about Keaton Boggs. He was the little boy from West Virginia. We talked about him the other day. His uncle was on trial. There's going to be 2 more people tried for his murder too, but his uncle was on trial for murdering little Keaton, and he was found guilty. Peter Wadzinski. Little Keaton Boggs was beat to death by his grandmother, his aunt, and her husband. Keaton had only been living with the family for 9 months. His father had died in June 2019. Keaton was killed, I believe it was March 2020. It was exactly 9 months. I know that. Okay, it says guilty. Uncle claimed abused 5-year-old died with severe injuries, was self-harmer. Injuries to scrotum were self-inflicted. That sick son of a bitch. Look at this little boy. He's obviously at some kind of little event. He's got a present in his hand. It's from what is that cartoon? Dragon Tales? What is that called, Timothy? What? You know the dragon cartoon?
I think Dragon Tales.
Dragon Tales. I was asking my son. Looks like a Dragon Tales character. But, like, he's around other people. Was no one suspicious why this child had bruises all over his face? Obviously, his eyes are black underneath. He looks really, really skinny. Looks like they've not been feeding him well. I mean, he's beat up. Someone should have called CPS. Okay, let's read this. A West Virginia man was convicted on Wednesday in the March 2020 death of his 5-year-old nephew. Keaton Boggs' uncle, Peter Wadzinski, 32, was found guilty of the death of a child by parent, guardian, or custodian by child abuse. The boy's grandmother and aunt, Michelle Boggs, 49, and Chastity Wodzinski, 29, are facing the same charges and remain jailed as they await trial. I don't think I said that right. Is it custodian? Custodian. Okay. Okay, so Michelle Boggs is the grandmother. She's 49 years old, and Chastity Wodzinski, the aunt, reportedly gained custody of Keaton following his father's death June 2019. The boy lived with the family for 9 months before his death March 2020. Keaton Boggs died 2 days after Michelle and Chastity took him to the hospital. Doctors determined the brain injuries he suffered were irreversible. His death was ultimately ruled a homicide. Prosecutors said Keaton's injuries were in various stages of healing. He reportedly sustained bleeding on his brain and to his eye, bruising all over his body, and ear trauma. He allegedly also had a laceration to his penile shaft and injuries to his testicles and inner thigh. Those sick sons of bitches. Peter Wodzinski allegedly told police that the injuries to the 5-year-old scrotum were self-inflicted. Prosecutors said 4 out of 5 doctor appointments were canceled in a 9-month span, presumably to hide the boy's injuries. On Wednesday, a doctor who examined Keaton Boggs in January said he observed bruises on the boy's left eye, scratches on his face. The doctor said Michelle Boggs and Chastity Wodzinski claimed the injuries were caused by a dog, a chicken wire fence, and a toy hammer. University Hospital Center Dr. Stuart Godwin testified on Monday that Keaton Boggs' injuries were the result of child abuse. The physician said this was the worst case of child abuse he has ever encountered. Michelle Boggs and Chastity Wodzinski's trials are scheduled to begin on April 19th and March 29th. Now, let me look at the chat, see what y'all saying. I just been rambling on. Death penalty for all of them. Yeah, he's not, Peter, he's still got to be sentenced, but he was found guilty. Thank God. I knew they was going to find him guilty. I look for Chastity Wodzinski to try to make a plea deal now. She's seen that her husband going to prison. He was found guilty. She'll be afraid she's going to be found guilty. She might try to cooperate or something. If you see something, say something. That's right, Sapphire. If it was up to me, we'd be the old West rules. No appeals, no reprieve, just a pine box. That's exactly right. I think people who abuse children and murder children, they should be hung out in the court square, right in the middle of freaking town, from an old oak tree. They don't deserve to breathe. They don't deserve to be on this earth. How can people like that live with themselves, knowing that they inflicted abuse and torture onto a little helpless child and murdered them? How can they live with themselves? Why did Michelle Boggs want to abuse her grandson? Why didn't she just send him to his mother? I know the answer to that, because she was drawing a check for him. His dad died, so he was receiving survivor's benefits from Social Security. That's why she wanted to keep him. But obviously she hated this child. I wonder why she hated him so much. That was her deceased son's child. It's her grandchild. You would have thought she would have clung to that little boy, and her son passed away. They would not let the mother see this child at all. Hey, if that had been me, that wouldn't have went down like that, for number one. But I'm just saying, I don't know if the mother couldn't do more to try to get the child in her custody, or what's the story with her. They are scumbags, Kim. I've been popping in on your live streams, girl. I don't chat a lot, but I do listen to you sometimes. You're a cool chick. I really like you. You've always been nice to me. Okay. What else are we going to talk about? Oh, yeah. There's a Georgia mom that shot her son. she told her husband that her kid, he had a earache or something, and like a couple hours later, she shot him. 6, 7 years old. I can't remember. Let's go look at it. These people's crazy. Georgia mom told husband their son had an earache, allegedly shot the boy an hour later. Evil bitch. You know what? You know what they should do to these people? Let me tell you what they should do to people like this. They should dig a hole in the ground. Put their bodies in there. Cover it with dirt. Just have their heads sticking up above ground, right? And let the whole community stone them to death. I know that sounds awful of me, but I can't help it. That's the way I feel about these monsters. Could I really do someone like that? No, because I'm too kind-hearted, but that's what they deserve, for real. They used to do that in the biblical days, I believe. A Georgia mother charged with fatally shooting her 7-year-old son earlier this week held the boy out of school, telling her husband that their son had an earache about an hour before she allegedly shot him. The Morgan County Citizen reports. Allison Jones, 36, has been charged with murder, felony murder, aggravated assault in the incident, in which she also fired the semi-automatic pistol at her husband, 50-year-old Douglas Jones, before he was able to disarm her. Douglas told investigators the couple had been arguing most of the night, Morgan County Sheriff Robert Markley said, and his wife had gone to sleep in the boys' room. At about 6:30 a.m., Douglas Jones said he went into Maddox's room to make sure the 7-year-old was getting ready to go to school. That's when the boy's mother said he had an earache and would be staying home. An hour later, Markley said the father said he heard a gunshot. When he attempted to investigate, he told deputies Allison Jones shot at him. Douglas Jones disarmed his wife, and she reportedly left the house, then came back and attacked him again. Douglas Jones called 911, telling a dispatcher his wife shot their son and was assaulting him. And when deputies arrived, he told them to arrest her. She did it, the incident report says. The first deputy on the scene said the Joneses were on the front stoop of their home and appeared to be upset with each other. Both Joneses were taken to the Morgan County Detention Center, and Allison Jones was arrested after an interview. Markley told the Citizen that investigators believe there were several shots fired in the house. It's a tragedy. All these cases affect you, but any case that involves the needless death of a child is beyond troubling, Markley said. Maddox Jones was pronounced dead at the scene. He was a second grader at Morgan County Primary School. It's so sad. 11 Alive reported that Allison Jones made an initial court appearance on Tuesday, but no bond was set. A preliminary hearing will take place in April, and bond could be set at that time. She ain't getting out on bond. If they do give her a bond, it will be a really, really high bond. I like to see a picture of little Maddox. She probably shot this kid just to pay her husband back. That's what I'm thinking. You couldn't love your child and kill them and harm them. I'm telling you. She deserves the death penalty. Does Georgia have the death penalty, y'all? Crap, I don't have my phone in here. I'll look it up real quick. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, yeah. I was reading about this missing teenage girl from Tennessee. She has been missing for years, and her dad kidnapped her when she was out walking her dogs. Anyways, the title of it caught my eye because it says she is being drugged. Her dad must be keeping her drugged up so she can't escape. And he's like an IT guy, so they can't track his cell phones and stuff. Let me look at my chat and then I'll read it. Cece, that's the way they stone Arabian women. They bury them to their neck. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know they still did that, or I wouldn't have even said that. Never lose hope. I hope nobody gets offended. I just know by watching some documentaries about the biblical days, that's the way that they used to punish people. I can't remember for what, adultery or something like that. But hey, these child murderers and pedophiles and stuff, they deserve to be done like that. I can't help the way I feel about that. I mean, take them out and hang them. Georgia does have the death penalty, Cement Shoe says. Shoot my kid, you better run for your life. Yeah, hey, it's, why didn't, well, I shouldn't say nothing, but I'm wondering why he didn't, for her killing their kid. It's a good thing that he didn't, though, because she needs to be punished the right way. I'm going to get myself in trouble this morning. I better shut up. This is outrageous. It is. She's pissed off at him and went and killed that kid. That's exactly what she did. I believe she had it planned. That's why she kept him home from school and said he had an earache. The dad was probably super close with the kid. And she's like, I'm going to pay him back that way by taking what he loves. Sick bitch. Okay, let me share. I hope I didn't offend nobody. I just, reading about these child murderers and stuff, like, I don't have any sympathy or empathy for them. None whatsoever. These cases really upset me, and sometimes I may say things I normally wouldn't say, but I can't help it. I'm just very passionate about advocating for kids and standing up for them, standing up against child abuse and child homicide. Okay, let's look at her picture. Urgent. Missing Tennessee girl who is being held against her will and drugged, officials say. She's been missing since 2019, may be being held against her will, states away from her home. KIRO7 reports that Daphne Westbrook, 17, of Chattanooga, disappeared October 2019, along with her 2 dogs. According to police, Daphne's father, John Oliver Westbrook, is accused of kidnapping his daughter and stopping all communication with her family. Authorities said Daphne may be in danger both physically and mentally and unable to communicate with the outside world. John Westbrook, according to investigators, is an expert in IT. His calls and other communications are reportedly nearly impossible to trace. Here's some pictures of her. I wonder if she still has the dogs with her. He used approximately 10 aliases since he left. Hamilton County District General Neil Pinkston said he's very adept at hiding his location, identity, and hers as well. At one point in the trip, he purchased hair dye and fake teeth so he could alter his appearance. Bitcoin and blockchain analysis are anonymous financial transactions that don't involve banks. He also used virtual and voice over IP telephone numbers so that you can't rely on cellular telephone companies to provide location or GPS data. So here he is. Her dogs are super cute. Okay. And he looks different in all these pictures. Look. I mean, you can kind of still tell it's him because of the way that his head is shaped and his jawline. He has a very distinct jawline and forehead. And the way it goes around his bones around his eyes, you could be able to pick him out pretty easy if you saw him. She's being held against her will, Pinkston said. Through witness testimony, she's constantly being given drugs and alcohol that keeps her in an altered state. Isn't that sad? Anyone with information should contact the Hamilton County, Tennessee's DA's office at 1-423-209-7425. You can also submit tips to Find Daphne at hcdatn.org. I probably didn't say that right. Let's look at his pictures again. He does, look a lot different without a beard. But you can still tell his jawline. His chin and stuff really sticks out to me. Thank God she didn't take after her dad. She's a really pretty girl. Oh, look, she's got a little Sheltie. Isn't that a Sheltie? He probably got rid of her dogs because people would be able to spot those out pretty quickly, you know? I wonder what he did with them. He may have let her keep them. I doubt it. Because they would stick out to people, you know? Let's see what else is going on. Wait, what was... Oh, how cute. Man suspected of killing Top Boy allegedly strangled the child's mother months prior. She bailed him out of jail. Oh, that's sad. Oh my gosh, here's a terrible story on the side too. Child dead, other kids in home, unable to walk or talk after chronic neglect, food deprivation. Jesus Christ, guys, it just goes on and on, case after case after case. It just gets me so down in the dumps reading all these, seeing them. It seems like a pop-up with random statements, but the check goes faster than CC talks for me. Chef Betsy, I love your channel whenever I can catch it. You are truly kind towards the victims always and without being over dramatic. God bless. Oh, thank you, Chef Betsy. See, I didn't even know you watched me. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. You made my day. It is tough, guys. I get on here, and when I start mispronouncing words and they're not coming out right, it's because I'm having anxiety from reading it and talking about it. Oh, Betsy made my day. Thank you, Betsy. I love it when people comment that I've not seen before. Sometimes people comment and I don't remember seeing them before, so. Yes, that was very nice. It was very nice. She cheered me up because I was getting like really down in the dumps reading this. I still am. But that made my day. Okay, let's see. Look at that little baby. How cute. A Wyoming man suspected of killing a toddler boy apparently strangled that child's mother previously, but was still living with her despite a judge ordering him not to. Let's look at the picture again. Oh my gosh, he is so cute. I think it's a little boy. How could anyone do that? Let's see if I can pronounce these names here. Laramie Live reports that Laramie County District Court Judge Catherine Rogers ordered 27-year-old Wyatt Lamb to remain behind bars without bail for breaking his bond conditions for a previous charge. Although Lamb is a suspected of killing 1-year-old Athien Rivera. Let me see if I'm saying that right. Athien? I think it's Athien Rivera. The prosecution hasn't yet charged him since the initial autopsy reports were inconclusive. Lamb was arrested, however, for reportedly breaking bond requirements after he was found to be living with the child's mother, Cassandra Orana, who he's accused of strangling during an unrelated case that occurred last year. The victim told police at the time Lamb hit her in the back of the head and put her in a chokehold from behind. So he didn't kill her. Okay. District Attorney Lee. So he didn't kill her, and evidently she let him come back and live with her. And he killed her child. That's what this is saying. It says, at the time of the arrest, he was at the apartment of Cassandra, who is the victim in the strangulation case. She is also She also is the surety who posted his $6,000 cash bond last April. Evidently, this is in the state's petition to revoke. He's been living with Miss Oriana since August of last year in a violation of his bond condition. Well, she should be in trouble too. That court order works both ways. Like, he's not supposed to be around her. That means even if she says he can come over there and live, he can't legally do that. Right? So he strangled her. She bonds him out of jail and moves him in against court orders, and he killed her child. Athenians, but let me see if I'm saying her. Athens, I think it says that. Body was found in a dumpster at an apartment complex in Cheyenne, in the 400 block of Desmond Drive in February. The boy was last seen alive hours earlier in the 500 block of Desmond Drive. Police recommended murder and child abuse charges against Lamb, but the DA declined to press charges, at least for now. Wow. Well, what's the mother going to be charged with? I don't see anything about that. Can't they get another medical examiner to look at the child's body or the report? Since the one medical examiner said the results were inconclusive, somebody killed this child and threw him in the trash like a piece of garbage. I think the mother, she ought to face some charges too. I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel about it. I'm not feeling, of course, I feel sympathy and empathy for her losing her child, but that son of a bitch should have not been living there to begin with. Hey, Warrior Grandma, many states have made choking a felony because statistics prove if he will choke, he will eventually kill. Shake my head. Yeah. Well, it's probably the truth. Anybody that would try to choke you out would probably kill you. Awful cold-eyed bastard. I know it. Can you believe people choose these weirdo men over their kids? By violating that court order and letting him live there, she put her child in danger. So she broke the law too. She ought to at least be charged with something. I'm not saying like murder or anything, but why was he watching her child alone? Where was she at when this murder took place? I got a lot of questions. She must have left him with that weirdo. It's a crying shame. Or was she there? Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. It didn't say. I don't think the police know. Because they haven't arrested him. They didn't say a damn thing about her. I wanted to look at these other two weirdos over here. Starving kids. How can these people do these things to kids? How could they sit there, starve kids, and sit in there and eat themselves? Like these cases blow my mind. These people, though, I've got to remember, these people don't have empathy and sympathy and a conscience like I do and other people do. That case is a hot mess, it seems. Yeah, they don't know what the hell's going on in that case. It's a crying shame. Hell, it was hard for me to read it and understand what was going on, really. I thought they had charged him. I thought he killed her. I'm glad he didn't, but she placed her child in danger. Prayers for her and the little baby's family, but she should have not had him there. I better shut up. I'm going to get myself in trouble. Okay. Child death and other kids in home unable to walk or talk after chronic neglect, food deprivation. Pieces of shit. Ashley Ferguson told police that the children's primary source of food was milk. Stupid bitch. A Florida couple, God mighty, what is going on in Florida? It's case after case down there, for real. Okay, a Florida couple is in custody after a child died in their home and two other children were found so malnourished they could not walk or speak. Jesus. Ashley Ferguson and Matthew Ferguson were booked on multiple child neglect charges Thursday after a child in their home was found dead. Ashley, who is 33, is also facing an aggravated manslaughter charge. Police documents obtained by the newspaper showed that sheriff's deputies were dispatched to the couple's Clearwater home on July 12, 2020, following a report of an unresponsive child. First responders discovered a lifeless child in a bed, and paramedics pronounced the child dead at the scene. Two other children in the home reportedly showed signs of severe neglect. One could barely walk, and the other had not been able to walk at all for weeks. Neither child was able to speak. Ashley Ferguson reportedly told investigators that the children's primary source of food was milk. Jesus. Authorities have not released the names or ages of the children or confirmed their relationship to each other and the defendants. Well, of course, there was probably their kids. Deputies reportedly observed that the children had bed sores, diaper rash, severely matted hair, were unable to walk or bear any weight on their legs. They were also unable to speak. Investigators also learned that the children had not received medical care and that Ashley Ferguson allegedly lied to her spouse about the children's access to medical treatment. I think I remember this case. According to the report, the surviving children were placed with relatives after receiving urgent medical interventions. Both children now require physical therapy and speech therapy. The report does not provide additional details about their conditions. The child's death was ruled a homicide, with chronic neglect as the cause of death. It is unclear from the report why there appears to have been a delay in taking the suspects into custody. The sheriff's office reportedly did not release the specific findings of the autopsy, including when it was completed. Both defendants have reportedly been booked into the Pinella County Jail. Ashley Ferguson without bail. Matthew Ferguson's bail has been set at $40,000. Why does he get a bail? He was right there, neglecting the kids and abusing them, starving them to death. That's a damn shame that they look like they've been eaten. I mean, she looks like a skinny person, but she's not malnourished. That's for sure. Sick individuals. I can't even look at them. It disgusts me. They do deserve the death penalty. He don't deserve no bond. Because he could have intervened, got those kids some food, took them out of the home, away from that weirdo bitch. So just because she told him that they didn't have any insurance, medical insurance, that mean he wouldn't take them to the doctor? Why not pay for it then? Why not take your child and pay for it if you thought they didn't have insurance? He went right along with this. He was right in on it. Now, she's getting the most blame, but I think he's to blame too. Feed them to the hungry gators. Yeah, take them to Gatorland. Tell the Gatorland employees not to feed the gators for a couple days and take them and throw them in. I shouldn't say stuff like that. Creepy looking Blair Witch bitch. Yeah, she does look like the Blair Witch. Or that girl that comes out of the well. What is the name of that movie? The girl with like the dark hair that climbs out of the well. Crap, I can't remember it. Sapphire, have a blessed weekend. Keep us posted on Spooky CC. Oh, I will for sure. I don't think I said hi to Cheryl Lynn. Hey, Cheryl Lynn, how are you doing, hon? I'll give you a late slip if I can get my mouse to work. I'm going to have to get a mouse pad here. I don't know why I didn't buy a mouse pad. I thought I had one here, but evidently not. Anyways, it's called, the brand of this mouse I got. It's a wireless mouse. It's called Surf On, I believe, by On. It works pretty good, but it seems like they get froze up a lot. Maybe it's where I'm using it on a piece of paper. No, it's not The Grudge. It's the movie where if you watch this videotape of this girl coming out of the well with all that dark hair. The Ring. That's it. That's it. I love that movie. My mind goes blank and I can't remember crap. Anyhow. Oh my gosh, guys. The sun's shining through here. It's beautiful outside. What's y'all's plans for the weekend? It's all the true crime I'm going to talk about this morning. These cases bother me. Well, my plans are just hang out with my son and the dogs. Saturday night, we're going to have a game night. I've got that set up. I'll share it in the community post so y'all can click the reminder if you hadn't. We're going to play Family Feud. And since we don't have teams, we'll just have to play it the way we normally do. We'll just look for the top survey answers. I'm going to try to get myself put together for that event. But other than that, I don't really have any plans. I just like to relax at home, on the weekends. I'm pissed off, y'all. Let me tell y'all what TV Land has done to me. I watch the Andy Griffith Show every day, 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. It comes on. Now, they have stopped that. It's only from 4 to 6, and they play some kind of dumb TV show. It's took its the airtime. I can't remember what it's called, The Office or something. Kim A, have a great day. Thanks for coming and chatting. Might have dinner plans with a couple friends, clean out, go through basement bins for trash, donate, food, shop. Well, today I got to go back over to the funny farm, give Annabelle some bedding. When I went and let her out this morning, I raked out all her bedding because some little goat likes to pee in her bed. She's not potty trained. She likes to pee, and she has quite a few rainbow drops, as I call them, in her bed. So I raked all that out, and I'm kind of letting her shed air out, and her little shelf she sleeps on. I put the bedding on. I'm kind of letting that air out before I put new bedding down. I'll go back over and do that, and I got to get in the chicken coop, see if there's any eggs, and hey, I've been having trouble with Annabelle. She's been trying to headbutt me and things. I don't know if it's where I've been sick and not been over there a lot. Mark says she just gets excited, but she don't look like it's excited, playful to me. She acts kind of aggressive. Drama says, I'm so lost and behind. Hope everyone's doing well. I've had one emergency after another. I was at the hospital all last week playing nursemaid. I'm worn out. Luckily, the patient is better. Well, prayers, hon. And prayers for Never Lose Hope. She's been sick. She's been really sick at her stomach. Cement shoes. I'm enjoying the sun. Me too. I've been staying outside quite a bit while it's been pretty. I finally got to sit down and diamond paint a little last night, and I did a little this morning. My Starry Night diamond painting is looking good because I've been taking my time and making sure all my drills, my little diamonds I put on there are perfect. I'm really into the show Manifest. What's that? Come on. Cece, maybe better go get her fixed. Yeah, well, I looked up, can you have goats spay? And you can. You just need a vet that is experienced with it. Because a lot of people don't get their goats fixed. They want their goats to have babies. But I am going to look into getting her spay. But first, I got to get my ladybug spay. She needs it bad. She drives me crazy when she goes into her cycle. I watch it on Hulu. I'm going to have to get Netflix again because they're having Tiger King 2. Carol Baskin's not going to be in it, though. She turned them down. Cement Shoes. I love my classic TV. I love Lucy and the Golden Girls. Yeah, and on Cozy TV I think it's like at 7 p.m. here, the Munsters come on from like 7 to 8. They show 2 episodes. I love the Munsters. I wish they would show Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie. I love those 2 shows. Yeah, a preparated ulcer same day with it could have turned out a lot worse. Oh yeah, did I tell y'all about my blood work? So I do not the doctor said I do not have a thyroid problem. She said she wanted to check my blood again in about 2 months because she said it did feel real large, but the blood work came back, it was all right. That's what she said. My vitamin D is low, and I got high cholesterol. Whatever your bad cholesterol is high. That's what she told me. And what else? Oh, high blood pressure. Still got that, of course. That's it, I think. Oh, my liver, everything is fine. I love Dreaming Genie. Oh, me too. I'd love to be I Dreaming Genie for Halloween, minus the belly shirt. Golden Girls also on Hallmark. I love the Golden Girls. I also like the Roseanne show. I've kind of got into Everybody Loves Raymond a little bit too. I kind of like that show. And King of Queens, but I like Everybody Loves Raymond better. That's great, Cece. Most people have low vitamin D during the winter. Yeah, she said mine wasn't extremely low, but that I needed to take some vitamin D to get me some vitamins. That's what she recommended. So that's what I did. I had some here. Because Mark has low vitamin D also. How do I have low vitamin D? I drink milk in my coffee multiple times a day. I don't eat very healthy though. I've got to start eating better and start eating vegetables. I never eat vegetables. I buy vegetables to get to my goat. For real, chickens. Oh my goodness. Frank and Marie. I love Marie. And I love Frank. It's a great show. I never had gave that show a chance, and it comes on after the Andy Griffith, and I just sat there and watched a couple of episodes, and I like it. I'm not addicted to it, but it doesn't bother me to watch it. I like I Love Lucy. I used to watch I Love Lucy every morning, but I've watched every episode, so I've not watched it in a while. I like The Twilight Zone. That usually comes on Monday mornings on Sci-Fi Channel to about 10. I love that show. But anyhow, I'm going to get off here, guys. Let's see what. Let me see if I can pronounce this name. I see someone new. Aura, welcome. I like Golden Girls, Bewitched, Monsters, bring young memories. Sometimes med can affect thyroid test. Happened to me. Really? Well, when she checked my thyroid, she made me lean my head back, swallow, all that. She went on and on about how large it was, and she asked me, she said, "Do you feel like you're getting choked on your food and drinks?" And I said, "Yes, I've been having that problem for several years, but so do a couple more ladies in my family. My mom's double first cousin had to have her esophagus stretched because she would eat and drink something about get choked to death. It feels like it gets stuck. Anyways, my nails are brittle, peeling back. They look like they're kind of healing up a little bit. But anyways, I had all the symptoms, but the blood work says no. But I was taking blood pressure medicine by this point when I had my blood work done. I took blood pressure medicine that morning. So I don't know. And the blood pressure medicine I take is kind of like a blood pressure and fluid pill combined. And then I'm on another fluid pill too. So it might have affected it. Who knows? I like goat eyes. Yeah, my little goat, she is like the cutest ever, but she's like mean as hell. Mark said, I can't believe a farm girl is afraid of a dwarf goat. First it was a rooster, now it's the goat. I'm not really afraid of her. I go over there. But it does worry me when she acts like that because if Annabelle was to ram my leg that's messed up, I could have to have my leg amputated. It's already messed up. Like, I don't know if it would heal back from another break, so it kind of freaks me out a little bit. But she'd just be an Annabelle, I guess. I wish the Carol Burnett show would come on again. I love that show. Do you remember the show? Is it Mama's Family or Mama's House? It's Mama's Family. Do you remember that show? I love that show. Thanks for the Friday morning check-in. Love you, CC. Got to start my laundry. Going to be a great day. Thanks for stopping in, Warrior Grandma. It's good to see you. I love when you stop in. Don't work too hard. Yeah, I got to get off here, too, and get some things done. Ladies over here aggravating the crap out of me. Oh, my gosh. And her coat is shedding terrible. Look at this, Timothy. This is not normal. Oh, my gosh. Her coat's just shedding. She's got border collie in her, so her coat sheds really bad. Yeah, Mama's Family. Home Improvement. That was a good show. This farm girl looks over her shoulder when around geese. Oh, yeah, you got to. Those geese are mean as crap. I used to feed a goose and a duck. They would travel all the way up the road to my house just to get scratched. And that goose, it would have tore you up over that little duck. Yes, that was hilarious. Eunice, I know it. And Mama's daughter-in-law, I can't remember her name, but she was a floozy. That's what Mama always called her. That was funny. Anyways, y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all tomorrow night to play some Family Feud. Thanks for supporting me, everyone. Be safe, be kind, and peace. I'm Kevin.